Do you understand, Ambassador, why Hamas was building these tunnels?
Wolf, you asked me this question earlier, and I told you when people are blockaded and besieged, they can't move freely like human beings between one point to another. They are besieged in the Gaza Strip. These tunnels have different uses, not only for military purposes. Some of them are for military purposes. But let's focus on what the spokesperson has said. I think, these spokespeople have the audacity to say that we are continuing our activities. We are continuing to strike at Hamas. And just now, as we speak, Wolf, a report of a house in Rafah, 8 civilians killed in one house from one family, 8 children earlier, 2 at the hospital of Shifa. Who are they targeting? The question should be directed to the Israeli government. Who are they really targeting? If all these pictures keep coming from Gaza, the dead civilians, the wounded children, they want to convince us and convince the rest of the world that they are really targeting any militants or any fighters. This crazy war, this crazy campaign must come to an end. Israel's appetite for killing Palestinians must come to an end. This is the only way we can put an end to this conflict, engage the two parties in a meaningful political dialogue to resolve the underlying political issue.
Mona Erekat, you're looking at the live picture. I don't know if you can see them, but the live pictures out of Gaza City right now. Carl Penhall was telling us what's going on. These Israeli flares over the city, illuminating the city, although it looks like a large part of Gaza City has lost power right now, because certainly on the ground it's a lot darker now than it was an hour or so ago. How close would you say, and you're very well aware of what's going on, the parties are to what the U.S., the UN, and so many others would like to see, some sort of humanitarian pause, a ceasefire? Is that at all realistic anytime soon?
Well, I am looking at these pictures, Wolf. I mean, imagine the children and the civilians who are being terrorized by these flares, anticipating an imminent strike right now. They are inside their homes. They don't know when the next missile is going to hit their homes or their buildings. They don't know who the Israelis are targeting. This is one way of the psychological warfare that Israel is deploying to scare and terrorize the population, the innocent civilians who are living in the Gaza Strip. As for the political initiative, I understand that Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas has been in touch with various Palestinian factions. They are still working on putting together a delegation that will be going to Cairo, Egypt very soon, given that guarantees will be provided for their safe passage going to Egypt. I think the Israelis must understand that the more they inflict on the Palestinian side, the more the Palestinians will be united. They are not going to be able to convince any single Palestinian that this war is not directed at their very existence, it is directed at their safety, at their own security. And the Palestinians today stand united. This war that Israel is waging against innocent civilians must stop immediately, and they should heed the calls of the United States, the international community, and they should put aside their domestic agenda. Enough playing with the Palestinian innocent life as a domestic agenda to outbid and outstage each other in Israel.
So, Ambassador Erekat, what I hear you saying is that this war that's been going on now for almost 3 weeks or so has brought Hamas and the Palestinian Authority closer together rather than separating them. Is that your conclusion?
It brought the Palestinian people together. Of course, these are innocent Palestinians who are being killed. And, it brought us together because we understand now that this current Israeli government has no plans whatsoever to resolve the conflict with us peacefully. We have seen this happen to us from 1982 in Lebanon to 2008 to 2009 to 2012 to 2014. This current Israeli government has no peace agenda. They don't want to engage the Palestinians in any political negotiations. That's why they undermine the efforts of Secretary Kerry in April when they reneged on their commitments. That's why they are embarking on this crazy campaign, because they want to destroy once and for all any political prospects for a solution between the Palestinians and the Israelis. They are telling the world clearly We are not interested in peace. We want to subjugate the Palestinians. We want to continue to occupy them by force. We don't want to see the Palestinians free and independent. And they know before we do that this is something that the Palestinian people will never accept.